The 3-6 is the rarest profile of all of the profiles, which means if you've heard about it, it's likely from a textbook and not the lived experience. I'm here to talk about the 3-6 profile from the lived experience because I have it.
Welcome to Frequency of Self, your go-to resource for the practical application of human design in life, business, and relationships. If you're ready to experience lasting transformation, hit subscribe.
I'm Brenda Gregory, a splenic projector with the 3-6 profile. The profile is the costume that you wear throughout this life, and it's made up of two numbers. In my case, the 3 and the 6. The 3 is the personality side of human design. This is how I see myself and identify how I move throughout the world. The 6th line is the design side, and it's more of how others will see me and how I embody and move throughout this lifetime. So in this video, we are diving into the pessimistic and optimistic chaotic journey that is the 3-6. Part 1, the experimenter. Those with a 3 line in their profile are often afraid of failure. This world, our society, tells us it's not okay to fail. You've got to get it right the first time. And it can be very traumatic for a child who is a 3rd line growing up in a home that says failure is not an option, because that's how they learn. The only true failure of a 3rd line is to do the same thing over and over and over without learning, without adjusting, without recalibrating, and expecting to get a different result. The beautiful thing about a 3 line is they are incredibly resilient. They are made to fall flat on their face, pick themselves up, dust themselves off, and do it again. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. So 3 lines out there, make sure that you look back at your life and you understand the resiliency that you carry, the beauty that is the 3rd line. It's transmutative. And because we do this, that is also why the 3rd line tends to be the most materially successful. So if you're not finding that to be true, 3 lines, keep trying, keep trying, keep trying, recalibrate, reorient. Eventually, this becomes a success for you. Part 2, your first 30 years. We just talked about the 3 line, which is the experimenter. And now we're going to talk about the 6 line, which is the role model. However, the first 30 years of that 6 line is an experimenter. So those with the 3-6 or 6-3 profile for the first 30 years live as a double 3 line or a double experimenter. This is pure chaos. It is constant face plants, constant failing, constant picking yourself back up, constant trying new things, this, that, all the things. Your first 30 years are a whirlwind and a blur. They're terrible because you also learn that nothing is going to work the first time, and nothing does work the first time. You're lucky if it does. So you become the eternal pessimist because everything takes a really long time to come to fruition. Everything fails the first time, the second time, the 3rd time. You just have to keep trying and trying and trying, and it feels never ending. It's important to remember, though, that failure is not a bad thing. It is the life theme of a 3rd line. So as a double 3 line, you are going to fail, but you are learning so much about yourself. And this is the beauty of the 6th line. You will be able to see all of the triumphs and beautiful successes that you've had that you can't see in the tornado of the double 3 line. So if you are currently in your double 3 line process, hold tight, keep going, keep trying. Don't let failure stop you. Learn from it. And if you are a parent of a 3-6 or a 6-3 profile child, help them learn from their failure. Do not shame them for failure. Help them learn and recalibrate and reorient. Celebrate them getting up and trying it again. Give them the confidence to keep going. Before I move on, I want to hear about your 3-6 experience. It's so rare to meet another 3-6, so please comment below. I can't wait to read them. Part 3, age 30 to 50. The second phase of the 6th line is from ages 30 to 50. This is also known as the retreat phase. The retreat phase is kind of like going up on, they call it in human design, going up on the rooftop. It's really just kind of rising above the chaos that you've been in, pulling out of society, pulling out of all the experiences, pulling out of the networks, just pulling out and licking your wounds, integrating all of the chaotic life experiences. What's important to note is there are 12 different profiles. Some of these are going to have 6 lines other than the 3-6. Of these, the 6-2 seems to be pretty good about around age 30, going up and retreating and getting comfortable. The rest of the 6-line profiles have another part of their profile that is calling them to experience or to be around people in another way. So it takes a little bit more time to get comfortable pulling out of that and beginning this retreat healing process. I usually find it takes about 4 years to really get comfortable up on the roof. I am still currently on the roof in that retreat phase. The first few years were very rocky for me. That 3-line kept really pulling me out, wanting me to have all sorts of experiments, but the 6-line wanted me to pull back, so it felt like this tug of war. This is when I began using that 3-line because it never goes away with the 3-6 profile. I began using that 3-line to learn how to feel the embodiment of the 6-line. I would try different modalities, different therapies, different diets. I mean, anything I could experiment with, I would experiment, always with the lens of embodiment. Meditation became a very big part of my life, being able to sit in the stillness in the retreat to process those first 30 years. Somatic therapies became something I used a lot, still am using a lot, and actually got trained in so that I could help other people learn to embody the way that I have in this 6-line phase. One thing I haven't mentioned yet is that while the 3-line is a pessimist, because a failure after failure, it's never going to work, the 6-line is the optimist. It just knows everything is going to be okay. So as you start to embody this 6th line, when your 3-line calls you out and you have to experiment, and there's that feeling of, oh, I don't want to do this because it's not going to work, the 6th-line body begins to say, it's okay. You've got this. Everything is going to work out. So you become this eternal pessimistic optimist. And the optimist keeps that 3-line going. If any of this resonates with you and you want to experiment with the modalities that I have to offer, please use the link below to schedule with me. Part 4, age 50 to death. Let's recap. Phase 1, experimental tornado. Phase 2, retreat and healing. Phase 3 is the role model phase, true embodiment. At 50, you come down into society. This is also the time of the Chiron return. This is just briefly in astrology where Chiron comes all the way back around to the placement of where it was at birth. This brings a whole host of issues, is also known as the midlife crisis for everyone. But this is especially important for a 6th line. The Chiron return is where the 6th line wounded healer becomes the guide, the wise one, the embodied role model, also known as the fool on the hill, the one that everyone goes to in the community when something goes wrong because of their lived experience and then their wise lessons that they have learned through those lived experiences. This is also often when 6th lines find success in their lives. It is so true that most 6th lines tend to feel like there's something big coming, that they can see the future happening, they can see what's coming, but they feel behind. Everyone else around them has had this big successful life, and they're just waiting and waiting for things to take off. And at age 50, that tends to be what happens for 6th lines. They are embodied, they're wise, and they find their life path, or they have been on their life path and everything explodes for them. And all of this begins at 50. That doesn't mean it all happens at 50. Just like from phase 1 to phase 2, there's a transition phase. There is also a transition phase going off the roof at age 50. So it might take some time for that big thing that's coming to you to see fruition. You've made it all the way to the end of the video. Clearly you liked it. So drop your comments below and share your 3-6 experience. And if you want to learn more about your human design, there are 2 videos on the screen that you can watch next. Thanks for watching.